video? Well, the title says it all. If I was the CEO of TpT, what would I do? If you are new or returning, welcome. Here at It's All Primary, we talk teacher side hustles, and today this is just going to be a fun video. Where did I get this idea? A town hall meeting. If you remember one of the recaps that I gave, Paul was asking sellers to throw all these ideas out of the box to him. They wanted seller input, and I completely missed that email. It was in my inbox. I just missed it completely. And a couple weeks ago, I was just rethinking about it, and I went, I should make a video, and here it is. So I wrote down all my ideas, and I still keep thinking of things, and I threw them into ChatGPT to see if it could organize it, which they tried, and they didn't do a bad job. So I'm going to follow their organization of this. So let's get started. This isn't, and for those of you who are new to this channel, this isn't a normal video. This is just kind of a wish list. And I haven't thoroughly thought through some of these. I'm still thinking of some of them. I'm going to say some of them out loud. It might not be thoroughly thought through, but throw your stuff in the comments. I'd love to hear what you would do, and if you think any of these are any good. Okay, number one of the things that Paul said was that he wanted TpT to be more global. They have reached the saturation point in the United States, and now they need to go global. So I thought about that. So what would that look like? So how do we get this global mindset for a website that is predominantly US? So first of all, we need to bring back, these used to exist back, I don't know, 2012, I don't know when they stopped, but filters for regional resources. So if I live in North Carolina, I want resources that are made with the learning outcomes for North Carolina. Being in Canada, I want Canadian content. If I live in Australia, Australian content. We should be able to put regional filters in our searches. One of the things I also want to see happen is I would like to see more localized newsletters. A few years back, I got an email from TpT saying that they were going to have a Canadian newsletter. I think I saw one. Didn't see anything after that. And if they're looking for teacher sellers to contribute, let me know, because I would do it. I would help out for Canada, right? I mean, I'm just one seller. It would be great to have sellers who live in those areas help contribute to a newsletter for the buyers in that area. Again, we got to think more globally. We need better supports for international currencies and standards. Standards, I think they can improve on. Currencies, I think they're doing okay. Like, again, having Canadian, US, I see some things, but it could be better, as well as language translation tools across the site. Okay, and again, I don't look for them, so I don't know if they already exist, but want to make sure that they're up. A smarter discovery. So with the search, we need to add things. New seller and veteran seller spotlights. They sort of do it, but they don't. Better SEO tools for creators, and this is the one I would really like. I would like search volume data. There are some TpT tools that are out there that give data, such as Seller Spy. Okay, I'm a big fan of Seller Spy. I would like TpT to tell us the volume. So when they say the top 5 searches right now, what's trending, are these things. I want to know how many people are actually per month looking for that search term. Like, are we talking 500,000 or are we talking 5,000, right? Or even 5, who knows? I would like to see them tag beside the search term just how many, even if they did an average, I'd be happy with that. A ballpark figure would be great. That is my global vision and smarter discovery. Okay. Part 2, memberships. This one, like I said, I'm thinking this through. But honestly, I would like to have 3 tiers in the membership. I think TpT needs to be more competitive with Etsy and TpT sellers who have their own websites. Here's a theory of mine. Okay, again, haven't fully hashed this out. I think sometimes the drop in TpT sales is actually TpT sellers who are redirecting their sales to their website. Just a thought. Here is my initial thinking of a 3-tiered system. We'll leave the basic seller, keep the $29. It keeps away a lot of scam stores, spam stores. The second one, I'd leave the same as well. But here's where I would add another one. And in this one, you would pay $300 a month. And I don't know where I got 300. 300 just came to mind. Slightly higher. But then your fees are one flat fee of 10%. That's it, 10. You would also get in that one free ad per, I wrote per quarter. I don't know if that could be feasibly done, but one free ad per quarter. And you get early access to new features and priority seller support. I'm not totally sure what that would look like, okay? So it gives the person who's in that top tiered just a few little perks. Okay. And speaking of that, I think there needs to be clearer explanations on the use of AI, because there are sellers who seem to think you're not allowed to use AI, and yet there's no position said about AI on TpT. I use AI. I mean, I don't use AI to fully write a resource, but I get ideas and things like that from AI. Is that acceptable? If I get AI to write my math problems, is that acceptable? I think we need to create some sort of guidelines when it comes to AI, and also when it comes to reporting copyright infringements, trademarks, and when they've shut down stores legitimately and illegitimately. Like I've had someone who came to me and said, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not using AI. My store shut down. No one will talk to me. That's a problem too. So they need to have a person or two designated to help people when they get these accusations or whatever. I don't know how that would work. I don't know the size of that problem, but there needs to be better communication with that. Okay, I'm coming back on here. I was editing and I noticed that one of them that was first on my list was not actually on the film. Controversial one, pricing. I think TpT, when they removed the amount of discounts that you can have on products, I think it was a real disservice to sellers. There are products on TpT that they'll say the original price is $1,000 or $500, and they'll mark it down to $20, $30. Really? Like, come on. I think, and I know, I don't know what logistically if this can be done, but I'm thinking that if a product is of a certain size, you cannot, first of all, I think deep discounts are they just remind me of the dollar store, and I want TpT to be known as high quality products. So I'm thinking I would put the bundles, discounts on bundles, at a maximum of, I don't know, 60-70%. I just think when you see sellers mark things down to 90% off, it really hurts everyone else, and that's not right. Something has to be fixed with that. And I don't know about pricing. I just find that some things are just so out of whack. I don't know. Anyways, that was one I forgot to address. To community, content, and communication. Since we already started talking about clearer communication, I would like a revamped seller forum, and I want it to be moderated by some sellers in residence. There are already some wonderful sellers that are on the seller forum pretty regularly. I would say give them the job. Give them the job. And while they're at it, and it doesn't have to be the same ones, but have sellers in residence for the blog post, have them taking over Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, let's just infiltrate every social media platform. LinkedIn, get them all. We need to see TpT University 2.0. There should be more video tutorials in there to help sellers. Just giving a list and then saying go, and then sending them elsewhere to look at a picture of somebody else's stuff. No. Get some video tutorials on SEO, product design, all that, and I would be happy to help you with that. Okay, how are we doing? It's a lot. Monthly town hall meetings. Now, they do monthly town hall meetings for certain months, and then we don't hear from them for a little while. This is what I'd like. I'd like one every single month. Paul doesn't have to be at every single one, but somebody, TpT rep, has to be there. I would like in a quarter. Actually, is it a quarter? 3 1/4? I gotta think this through here. If you did one a month, that every 4th month it would be like a Q&A, or sometime in each season there would be at least one that was strictly Q&A, because I find they say send us your questions, and I rarely see a question answered of someone I know, because I'm in a Facebook group where they talk about it all the time. So they say their questions aren't being answered. So I would like one town hall meeting designated for Q&A a couple times a year. I would like to see a Ask a TpT Pro feature either in the forums, the blogs, maybe they offer peer mentorship or spaces for peer mentorship. TpT work parties, live virtual co-working sessions. That'd be kind of fun. I would like to see TpT recognize those who've had some crazy good milestones achieved. So having these little badges, and they could be completely optional on the seller's part. Like if they didn't want to put them up there, that's fine. But if someone has earned $1 million, then give them a badge and put it right on their store. In some ways, Etsy does that, right? They're star sellers or whatever they are. Let's do something like that for TpT. Now, here's one I don't know whether people have ever talked about, but I think about it because I was doing some crazy searching one day, and because I always often say to you, there are 10 million products on TpT. I started playing with the searches, and that number kept going higher. And then I thought, wait a second, how many products are there? Because one of the questions I had in my own head was, let's just say there are 10 million products on TpT. What's the percentage that are free? How many are freebies? So initially I thought 10%, 30%. Well, based on some fooling around, I think I found as high as 40%. And my question would be, if TpT's been open online as of 2000, and we're at 20 years, yeah? And some of those freebies have been there from the beginning. How many of them are actually being seen, being downloaded, or even early paid products? So I think some of the bandwidth issue with TpT is all these non-usable, maybe dormant, inactive stores and products. This one could be controversial. Like, I worked in a bank for 15 years, so I had to deal with inactive and dormant accounts. Inactive is something that never got used for 3 months. Dormant was after 6 months. I went into I have my stuff at different banks. I went into one bank, I went to do a deposit at the ATM machine, were rejected. I went in, the guy said, it's because your account's dormant. I said, oh, it's been more than 6 months? He goes, it's been 2 years. Oh, okay, 2 years. All right. And that's where I got this number. So I propose that any product that has not been downloaded or purchased, after 2 years, an email sent saying that if it does not have any activity in the following year, it gets deleted, done, gone. Okay, I bet it would clean up a lot of space on TpT. Okay, just my section. I think TpT should also have a homeschool and parent section. You know, we're talking to teachers all the time, but we got a huge market with homeschooling and parents, and so let's have a blog for them. And also a TpT merchandise store. So I think TpT should have a little merchandise store on there. Sell sweatshirts, t-shirts, coffee mugs, get the logo, hats, you know, the fun stuff, vinyl, stickers, whatever. You know, get out, you know, it's free marketing for them. Tote bags. So let's build a stronger, more engaging TpT community. Who's with me? And then the last one is under events, collabs, and going big. First of all, the TpT conference. If we're going to say that TpT is going to be a global, then you either need to have 2 conferences, one in country and one in another country or something, or you offer a live, you've got the live option, but you've got to bring back the online version for some of them. Let the speakers have the option of recording their workshop and then making those available online for the global teachers, because it's too expensive to come to a work conference for 2 days. It is. I mean, I really wanted to go to Nashville. I was starting to look at the hotels, look at the airfare, and it was going to cost me, and because of the exchange rate on the dollar and everything, and I was doing this back before the price change, it was going to cost me between $2,000 and $3,000. And the reason why there's such a, you know, gap there between 2 and 3 is flights were changing a lot then, the dollar was changing a lot then, and in fact since then the dollar's gotten worse, flights have gotten worse, hotels, I mean, like, it's insane. We have airlines here in Canada that won't fly now to certain American cities, sorry. Nashville is on the list, but now they're not all the time. Now they're sometimes. So I feel sometimes that we're being penalized if it's only live. Okay, make it expandable. Online versions for international sellers. Okay, TpT live sessions. I hear they're wonderful. Let's get them in every single state and then expand into Canada, UK, Australia, and other countries. We need a bigger presence on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X, LinkedIn, all of them. Get it out there. And then, given the problems that we've had with Boom Learning in the past, I would say let's get together and collaborate with them, because there are a lot of sellers that have removed their stuff because of it. And again, that hurts TpT. It hurts Boom to some extent. So let's collaborate and see what we can do together. TpT could be so much more than a marketplace. It could be a hub for teacher entrepreneurship. So why not? Okay, why not? That's it for now. I'm sure by the time I start editing this, and I might come up with more ideas, let me know which of the ideas you would like, you agree with, or if you got something that you want to share, pop it down below. I'd love to hear about it. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you and your family are staying safe, being healthy, and we'll catch you in that video or the playlist. See ya.